We got the original Lone Wolf coming at y'all. Got a nice little video for y'all. I know it's been a minute. Y'all gotta forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I've been working this new job and shit, so I haven't had as much free time lately to put anything out. So let's jump right into it, man. I have had the post office decided they thought it was okay to fool with me, right? Like the lone wolf don't be on top of shit and like he don't know his business, right? And these motherfuckers refused two of my letters for no postage, right? So I got to start it off like this. I got to start it off with this conversation first so we can get this part out the way. I've gotten an update in regards to what has happened. So now it's time for me to put this video out so y'all know what's going on in the event that it ever happens to you all. So the post office that I typically deal with, after I done saved almost $200 and what would have been money I would have spent on each individual document that I've been sending to officials and things like that. So right as I get close to that 200 mark, $150, $200 mark, they decide they want to send my shit back for lack of postage, right? Now, mind you, I can prove that I've been sending this shit all this time. I've been sending this shit all this time for the low, which is the prepaid, which we know of as the free, right? And they wanted to send my shit back for lack of postage. So I went online and I did a complaint. And I'm like, hey man, you got American Indian coming over here from number one. And then number two, under you all's own shit, which is we're going to get into that, it tell you that this shit is free. What's up? So they send me an email. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up. They sent me an email telling me to call them and that they was going to close out the what's name and that they considered it to be, you know what I'm saying, sent. So, I mean, they considered the matter to be resolved, right? And they was like, yeah, give us a call. And it was supposed to be to the same post office that I initially complained about. Because, when you do the complaint, they, no, I don't want to be hired at the damn post office. I'm looking for the damn email. Oh, here it is. Is this it? No, that's not it. Yeah, so this is the first email they sent me. They was like, thanks for contacting the United States Postal Service and taking time to share your concern with us. It said your inquiry has been processed and assigned to a service representative, and that was the number right there. And it said we're forwarding it to the appropriate management team, right? Then I get another email saying that they would contact me when it was resolved. So now this other one right here. No, this ain't it. Where's the one they sent me where they were saying? No, this ain't it either. These fuckers. Where in the hell is the email they sent me? They sent me an email telling me that I needed to call them. That was the best way to handle it. And that they considered the matter to be closed. Damn, they bogus. Where the fuck is it? See, that's the one. I want y'all to see that one too before I go into the rest of the story. You know what? Let me go here because wait till y'all hear this story. Y'all gonna trip the fuck out. Let me see. Is that it? No, that's not it. God damn it. Okay, so here's what happened, right? I went online. I filled out a complaint. And I'm like, I'm an American Aborigine. And according to the International Mail Manual 742.1 and 742.2, right along with various United States codes, which we're about to cover, this shit's supposed to be prepaid, man. What's up? So they sent me the email that y'all just seen saying that they generated a what's name and that they would, be in contact. So they sent me another email Damn, you know what? I want to find this damn thing. I'm salty, man. What the fuck? I think I took a screenshot of it. But let me see if I can let me see. Is this it? No, that's not it. Okay, that's what I sent to them. Okay, so here it is. Here it is right here, right? So they sent me an email saying, thank you for taking the time to notify us of your experience. Your USPS service request number, blah, 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 has been marked as resolved. I apologize for the inconvenience. To best resolve this matter, call this number, right? It's like, well, wait a minute. How in the fuck you gonna tell me that it's been resolved, but then you tell me the best way to resolve it is to call this number, right? So now you see down at the bottom, it's got this motherfucker, Jesse J. Stevens at United States Postal Service.gov, right? So I called the number, the 630 number that y'all looking at. I called the number and it rang and it went through all of these dumbass prompts and all this other bullshit. And then all of a sudden it beeped, like a voicemail beep. So I go to try to leave a message and the shit just hung up. So I emailed this Jesse J. Stevens motherfucker, and this is what I said to him. I'm like, hello, my name is Tavares Maurice of the Tankersley family. I'm writing you regarding the complaint I have. I received an email saying to call you. I have done that. After the phone ringing for a long time, I heard a beep as if it wanted me to leave a voicemail. As I was trying to leave that message, it just automatically hung up. The complaint number is in the subject line. I'm very disturbed that after sending my packages prepaid via International Mail Manual 742.1 and 742.2 and many United States codes, a couple of very important documents en route to certain officials returned to me because of lack of postage. Aside from not being a United States citizen who does not have a zip code, I am an American Indian or American Aborigine, not to be confused with a Native American, and the Postal Service has been set up on my soil, and to have my documents rejected is disturbing to say the least. I'd like to hear from you or the Postmaster General to find out how this will be handled before I move forward and file a complaint with the main headquarters in Bern, Switzerland. And I gave them my phone number. So, quite naturally, they didn't respond. And you remember, like how I told y'all, when they don't respond, that's a good thing. You know, sometimes motherfuckers get mad. Like if you don't really know what's going on, you know, motherfuckers will get mad because they didn't respond. But once again, like this situation, as well as with the commissioner of the IRS, when I sent my revocation of election letter, he didn't respond. That just means they acquiesce. That means that with the United States Postal Service, the stuff that I put in the complaint was true, right? Keep that in mind. Remember when I quit my job for harassment and discrimination and shit? They unemployment denied my case for something that had nothing to do with why I quit my job and why I came to them. When I did the appeal, we had to go in front of an administrative law judge. When the date came to go to have the hearing, the job didn't show up. So you already know what happened with the unemployment. They acquiesced, right? So now here it is, International Mail Manual under the United States Post Office's website. Under 742, I should be able to click 740 and go straight to it. Okay, there's 741. We're looking for 742. Okay, so here it is, right? Here it is, you're looking at it. Under 742.1, it say marking. It say some items of foreign origin do not bear postage stamps, but instead are marked postage paid on postal service, service de postis, tax procure, or TP, or port pay, or PP, followed by postmark. The marking on Her Majesty's Service, or OHMS, is also sometimes used. Treat this mail as prepaid. 742.2, parcels without postage stamps. Right? This is all the shit that I was showing y'all as to how I'm able to send this shit prepaid when I did the original video. This is your ammunition. I'm going over this again so you guys can study this shit and so you know what to do, right? Because What I ended up doing is one of the letters I sent again. I resent it. Now I went to a different post office, but I resent it, and they got it. You see what I'm saying? So they know, man. They know they bogus for what they doing. Now the next letter I send, the next time I need to send something, I'm going back to the original post office, the one that I always go to. You know what I'm saying? So now 742.2 parcels without postage stamps. Some foreign post offices do not put postage stamps on parcels. Guess who the foreign post office is? You, me, the fucking sovereign, the aborigine. You are the foreign post office. It says some foreign post offices do not put postage stamps on parcels. All such parcels received must be regarded as prepaid. Right? Now, to back it up, let's go to these various United States codes that y'all read that I put in the complaint. So the first one is going to be, they all under Title 18, but the first one is going to be 1692. So we're going to go there and see what they got to say. It's a foreign mail as United States mail. It's a every foreign mail while being transported across the territory of the United States under authority of law is mail under the United States, and any depredation thereon or offense in respect thereto shall be punishable as though it were United States mail. You got to remember, you're the foreign mail. It don't mean you were born in another country and you came over here. And no, it means you're foreign to the United States Corporation. All right, now the next one is going to be 1693. It's a carriage of mail generally. Whoever, by being concerned in carrying the mail, collects, receives, or carries any letter or packet contrary to law shall be fined under the title or imprisonment not more than 30 days or both. Now, let's go to 18 USC 1700. This is desertion of mail. Come on out of there. Why in the hell? Oh, here it is. My bad, y'all. Okay, so this is desertion of mail. Whomever, having taken charge of any mail, voluntarily quits or deserts the same before he has delivered it into the post office at the termination of the route, or to some known mail carrier, messenger, agent, or other employee in the post office authorized to receive the same, shall be fined under the title or imprisonment not more than 1 year or both. Now, you know how I know that this is a fact? My brother's been a mail carrier for about 25 years. And anytime there's ever been a situation to where, like, let's say his vehicle break down or something, he must stay with that vehicle and he must turn that mail over to another mail carrier or supervisor. I know this to be a fact. He been a mail carrier for 25 years damn near, between two states, between Illinois and Indiana. He's been a mail carrier for damn near 25 years. I know this right here, what you're looking at, is 100% the truth. All right, so the next one is going to be 1701. It's a obstruction of mail generally. Whoever knowingly and willfully obstruct or retard the passage of mail or any carrier or conveyance carrying the mail shall be fined under this title or imprisonment not more than 6 months or both. They've done this to me in the past where I will send like 3 or 4 letters at one time, right? They'll send 2 today, 1 tomorrow, and then that 4th one the day after that. That's obstruction of mail. 1702, obstruction of correspondence. Whoever takes any letter, postcard, or package out of any post office or any authorized depository for mail matter or from any letter or mail carrier, or which has been in any post office or authorized depository or in the custody of any letter or mail carrier before it has been delivered to the person to whom it was directed, with design to obstruct the correspondence or to pry into the business or secrets of another, or open secrets, embezzles, or destroy the same shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 5 years or both. They ain't supposed to be doing none of this shit, man. And you can go, it's crazy, man, because a lot of this, when Darkman X was doing his videos, is starting to make a lot more sense now. He always encouraged people to send complaints and shit to Burn Switzerland. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't supposed to be doing none of this shit. None of this shit. So now let's go to 1703. So we got, this one is kind of long, but I'll read it. Delay or destruction of mail or newspapers. Once again, you can't even delay this shit. Whomever, being a postal service employee, officer or employee, unlawfully, secretly destroys, detain, delay, or open any letter, postcard, package, bag, or mail entrusted to him, or which shall come into the possession of which was intended to be conveyed by mail or carried or delivered by any carrier or other employee of the postal service, or forward through or delivered from any post office or station thereof established by authority of the Postmaster General or the Postal Service, shall be fined under this title or imprisonment not more than 5 years. So they give you fed time for this shit. Because it got United States wrote all over it. That's fed time. They put you in prison for this shit. Whoever, being a postal service officer, employee, improperly detains, delay, or destroy any newspaper or permits any other person to delay, detain, or destroy the same, or opens or permits any other person to open any mail or package under newspapers not directed to the office where he is employed, or whoever without authority opens or destroys a mail open or destroys any mail or package of newspapers not directed to him shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. Okay? So right now, this is telling you that they ain't got no business doing this shit. And this is the reason for why y'all hear me tell y'all, make sure you all put this in the mailbox inside the post office. Not the random blue mailboxes you find on the street or the ones that you see sitting directly outside the post office. You don't put it in there. You put that shit directly in the in the mailbox that's inside the post office, built into the wall. That's where you put your shit. And if the package is too big, you let them know that the postage has been taken care of already, and you just need somebody to take the box or package or whatever around to the other side and put it in there because it's too big and you can't make it fit. Okay? They're not supposed to be fucking with y'all, right? There's a couple of sisters I know that's doing a thing with the herbs and, stuff like that. I talked to one of the sisters the other day for almost 2 hours, and I told her the same thing. They not supposed to be fucking with you, man. They not supposed to be fucking with you, period. Okay, so now the last one that we're gonna cover, which is all in correlation to the mail, is gonna be under 1726. It's all under Title 18, and Title 18 is usually the shit you can't do. Way to mail increase fraudulently. Whoever, oh no, wait a minute, that's 28. My bad. I'm sorry. 1726, guys. My fault. My bad. Okay, this is what they was trying to do to me. This right here is the reason for why they didn't respond. This is the reason for why they sent me that bogus ass email saying, yeah, call us. And no, I couldn't get through. And then that bogus ass email address that they showed at the bottom of this Jesse person, these motherfuckers still ain't responded to me. And this is the reason for why. Whoever, being a postmaster or other person authorized to receive the postage of mail matter, fraudulently demands or receives any rate of postage or gratuity or reward other than is provided by law for the postage of such mail matter shall be fined under this title or imprisonment not more than 6 months or both. It say fraudulently demands or receives any rate or postage or gratuity or reward other than provided by law. Guess what the law provides you? It's right here under the International Mail Manual. Here's the law right here. It tell you your shit is prepaid. And this is precisely the reason one of the documents that they sent back, it wasn't as important as the other. So I didn't even bother with one. But the other one, I came back to the crib, put the motherfucking shit in another envelope, did another certified mail stub and shit, and went to a different post office and mailed that shit the way I had been doing it. And I just got the signature card for it the other day. You know, the green signature card where they got to sign for it. I just got that back the other day. So these people know what they doing. Do not let these people fuck with you, man. I just gave you all the tools regarding the post office that you need. And like I said, this didn't start until, like I said, man, I done lost count of how many motherfucking documents I done sent before they finally, you know what I'm saying, did that bullshit. Because the other video I made where I was telling y'all that it was returned to sender for lack of postage, that was because the person that it was being sent to did that. Because they didn't, for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to refuse the damn letter just because I didn't have to pay to send it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the incidents I'm talking to you about now, the post office did that shit. They did that. Right? I guess they figured maybe, you know, I was a dumb motherfucker or blah, 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 whatever the case may be. Right? Now, let's do one other thing. Let's look up the fucking Postmaster General. Let's do this real quick. Postmaster General. United States Postmaster General. Louis DeJoy. This cocksucker been in office since 2020. Look at this motherfucker. Member of Board of Governors of the United States Postal Service. He's the Chief Executive Officer. Constituting Instrument 39 USC 203. What is that? Let's see what that say. Outlines the role of the United States Postal Service in the United States. You know what? I'm not going to do this here, but I wonder, does it talk about in here about it being prepaid? That's interesting. So, here's somebody that you can reach out to in the event that you are trying to seek a remedy in regards to what these people are doing. Now, if you cannot get anywhere with them, you can always reach out to Bern, Switzerland. Because those are the motherfuckers, the headquarters is in Bern, Switzerland. They govern the post office for every country in the world. They got their own fucking military and everything. You know what I'm saying? They are the top dogs, the motherfuckers in Bern, Switzerland. But this prick here is the motherfucker that's supposed to be in the United States. Now, one other thing you all have to understand too is that the Universal Postal Union, or you may know of it as the UPU, those are the regulations and shit that the post offices around the world are supposed to follow. But you know, with the United States being the special fucking victim cases that they are, they had to they had to create their own fucking manual to mirror the Universal Postal Union. And this is how you get the International Mail Manual. That's how you get that. But as you can see, we're on their website. Okay? This is the reason for why they didn't respond. I'm on their website. You got some explaining to do. It's like how I told y'all before. I get on here, I give you all enough information to at least be able to write these motherfuckers and be like, hey man, what's up with this shit right here, bro? Man, what's going on? You see what I'm saying? So it's nothing that they can say. The whole thing about being foreign, you know, the United States is a corporation. You know it and I know it. Okay, they took away the sovereign part of the postal. It used to be the postal service, and then they transformed it into a post office. You see what I'm saying? It's up to you as the foreigner slash sovereign to put their ass in their proper persona to be able to mail your shit for free. Now, because you know that I would have to go back and pull out all of my certified mail stubs that I got. The ones that I showed y'all in the video, I told y'all to hold on to that one. You keep that for your records. I would have to pull those out and count them. Like, when I tell you I was into these people, this particular location, I was into them for damn near $200. But then again, that also lets you know how much shit I mail too. And it's all been to officials. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mailing people Christmas cards and birthday cards and all that other shit. I don't have no business that I'm running where, you know, my customers are in different states and stuff like that. So it's only been to, you know, these fake ass judges and you know, like the fucking attorney general, the fucking commissioner of the IRS and, you know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing motherfuckers that we all need to be writing. You feel me? And at $8 and some change per document, I know motherfucking well I was at a threshold of at least $150 with this one particular location. You know what I'm saying? And they decided it was okay to fuck with me. Yeah, all right. You think you nickel slick, but I got your penny change. Right over here, B. Straight up. All right, so hopefully, man, you guys are taking notes or y'all go back and y'all rewatch this video, man, because this is the shit that you need, man, especially when they try to fuck with you. Because the people that contact me, you know what I'm saying, most of y'all should already know how to contact me. But if you don't, you know, drop something in the motherfucking chat or something and leave me a voicemail. I mean, not a voicemail, a damn email address or some kind of way to get in contact with you. And I'll hit you up, you know what I'm saying, and send you the stuff from the original video where you can cut those individual strips to paste onto your documents. And then I also been hooking people up with the other document that you can put on an actual package. Like I was telling the one sister that I was chopping up with the other day, I get all of my supplies through the post office, right down to the fucking tape that I use. I order that shit and they mail it to me. They send the shit to me. One of they people come to the fucking crib and sit the shit outside the front door. You dig? And I'm talking about all of the boxes, all of the priority mail boxes and all of that shit, the priority mail envelopes, the motherfucking signature cards for the certified mail stubs and all that shit. They send that shit to me. Straight up. You can make, you know how you get something from UPS or whatever and they have a packing slip on there. They even give you that little clear plastic thing that you stick the packing slip inside of to tape on the outside of the box. They send all that shit to you for the free, right? So like I was telling the one sister on the phone the other day that I was talking to, you know what I'm saying, I gave her one of the other documents that you cut into individual strips and you put that on the outside of a box. If you got like a box you want to send, you know what I'm saying, and you put your thumbprint on there on that particular document, not the one that I showed y'all in the video. I didn't show y'all that document because I ain't been mailing no boxes. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had no box or nothing to mail. Everything I mail, you know, require an envelope. You feel me? But like if you wanted to send your niece a Barbie doll for a birthday or something, you had to put that in a box or whatever, there's another document that you can use that you cut into strips. Very similar to the video that I made showing y'all how to do this. It's real similar to that one, but it's a little different because it's a spot on there where you can put your fingerprint on there. And plus it talks about the tax procure, the services the service desk postage and all of that. It talks about all of that on there. And you put your thumbprint on there. Get you one of them motherfucking ink stamp pad joints, you know, the ink pad or whatever. And, you know, put your thumbprint on there. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys are taking notes, man. Now, the next thing that I want to move on to is going to be this shit with the IRS, man. Because these motherfuckers, man, like this shit right here let me know that the scam is still work, man. Because here it is, you got situations where these motherfuckers talking about hiring 85,000 motherfucking people, you know what I'm saying, to strictly for enforcement. Now I heard they already got like 70 some thousand IRS employees across the country already. They just signed a bill in the law, some straight bullshit, where they finna employ like another 90,000 motherfucking IRS agents for enforcement only. And I'm looking like, who the fuck are y'all finna come after? Then they made some condescending ass statement talking about it's gonna be difficult to come after the rich because the rich has a lot of loopholes and this, that, and the other. It's like, no, motherfucker. The rich know what I know and probably 10 times more than what I know. And what the lone wolf know is paying fucking taxes is a voluntary system. I want to play this real quick. Pay this some attention. As you all can see from the title, it says state versus state. There's two of everything. There's two United States. There's two states. There's two of everything. They have literally perverted these sick, evil, twisted, fucked up ass bastards have perverted everything that they've ever came in contact with. That includes the Constitution, the laws, and everything. They have literally perverted everything. They have taken a giant shit. Like in the movie Christine, remember when remember after Buddy put Christine together and shit, some of his classmates found out where he was parking her at, and they came in there and tore up Christine, and my man took a shit on the dashboard of the car and shit. These motherfuckers literally take a shit on every fucking thing they put their hands on. Now, I'm gonna play this video, man. It's only 8 minutes long, and I'm gonna try to make sense of this for anybody who may not understand what they're saying. But this is in regards to paying taxes.
Weiss and Associates presents State versus State. Government gains its authority through the creation and application of laws. And those laws are made up of words. As citizens who must abide by those laws, it's vital that the laws are clearly written and narrowly defined so that the citizenry knows what is proper and what isn't. We at Weiss and Associates have stressed in a large number of educational videos how those in government have manipulated the meanings of words to gain power and control that they otherwise wouldn't have. The national government has created a second parallel nation in corporate form.
And see, what you all got to understand about this is that this so-called jurisdiction or power or authority is not divine, man. This ain't some divine shit. This ain't some end-all, be-all type shit. It's trickery. It's treachery. It's fuckery. It's perversion. This is what they're doing to gain the power and the so-called jurisdiction over the people.
With its own language using words that have very different meanings than in the other nation. Terms like United States, U.S. citizen, U.S. person, and trade or business are prime examples of this wordsmithing where the definition in one place is very different than the definition in another. Also, terms like non-resident alien individual are created with the clear intent to obfuscate and misdirect. Now, let's look at another term that the national government has created that has two very different meanings, and that is the term state. Again, the difference deals with the two separate jurisdictions that define the term, and those two jurisdictions are the constitutional republic and the corporate entity also known as the United States. If you were born in one of the now 50 states of the Union, you enjoy constitutional rights as a sovereign in the constitutional republic. The Internal Revenue Service derives its authority from the corporate entity, and the definitions of the terms it uses are located in Title 26 of the U.S. Code. Let's take a peek at what the corporate entity has to say about the term state. That definition is located at 26 U.S.C. section 7701A10, where it states, "The term state shall be construed to include the District of Columbia, where such construction is necessary to carry out provisions of this title."
That's that 10 square miles, man. That's that 10 square miles. Straight up. It only includes the District of Columbia. But see, when you hear them say state, you think they're talking about California. You think they're talking about here in Illinois. You dig? Texas, Arizona, New York, Massachusetts. That's what you think. This is what I mean when I say they have taken a giant shit on everything they came in contact with. They've perverted everything. People don't know what the fuck. They don't. And it's for good reason. Because they had help getting there. And it's these fucking idiots.
Let's also look at the Code of Federal Regulations at 26 CFR section 31.3121E-1A, where it states, when used in the regulations in this subpart, the term state includes the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the territories of Alaska and Hawaii before their admissions as states, and, when used with respect to services performed after 1960, Guam and American Samoa. Perhaps most clearly stated was a letter from U.S. Representative Barbara Kennelly in 1996 to an American where she stated, the term state in 26 U.S. Code 3121E specifically includes only the named U.S. territories and possessions of the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and American Samoa. Title 26 is, of course, the Internal Revenue Code. Nowhere in these definitions does it mention the 50 states of the Union. That's because the corporate body doesn't include the 50 states. By definition, and the exclusion of any reference to the 50 states of the Union means that the 50 states are foreign states to the territorial jurisdiction of the national government, referred to as the corporate United States. These territories...
And see, what you guys have to understand, too, because people like to bring up the 16th Amendment, right? And what motherfuckers don't have to understand is that when Jerry Taft, when President Taft, who was partially responsible for writing the 16th Amendment, it states within there that you have to use the rules of apportionment. And if you don't use that, then the shit it's not lawful, right? So when people bring up the 16th Amendment, what they fail to realize is they talking about United States citizens. We back to the United States again. We back to the United States, or that word state, which, as you clearly heard him tell you, under Title 26, it was Washington, D.C. When he pulled up the Code of Federal Regulations, it included the other ones, like Guam and Puerto Rico and shit. But the bottom line is, it's not the 50 states of the Union. That's the Republic. And this is the thing that pisses me off with people when they talk about this whole democracy shit. Nowhere in the motherfucking Constitution do they talk about a goddamn democracy. I did one of those little short videos where I recited the Pledge of Allegiance. The only reason for why I did that was to signify how this country is a fucking republic. It's not a goddamn democracy.
States referred to in this regulation are clearly part of a distinct and unique jurisdiction that has no nexus with the constitutional republic, where the U.S. Constitution is the law of the land. It is well known that this...
You hear that? He said the Constitution is the law of the land. Nowhere in the motherfucking Constitution does it say you can tax a motherfucker until he die. Nowhere in the fucking Constitution do it say that. So you know what else? You ain't supposed to be paying tolls. You ain't supposed to be paying red light camera tickets. You ain't supposed to be paying parking tickets. You ain't supposed to be paying none of that shit. You know why? All that shit is a tax.
States listed in this regulation are not part of the 50 states of the Union. They are territorial possessions of the U.S. Congress, and the U.S. Constitution is not law there. For more clarity, let's turn to a document that reflects wording used by the 63rd Congress in 1913. At the time, Alaska was a territory and did not gain statehood until 1959. Also, the Philippine Islands, the Marshall Islands, Palau, and Micronesia later gained independence. Here is a list of territories under the exclusive jurisdiction of the U.S. Congress: the District of Columbia, American Samoa, Guam, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Midway Island, Wake Island, the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas, Johnston Island, Baker Island, Howland Island, Jarvis Island, Kingman Reef, Palmyra Island, and Navassa Island.
Those are all of the United States' territories. All of their corporations, because they've incorporated all of those places. Everything that they naming, that he naming, they incorporated it. If you can say no to all of this, then they're not talking about you when it comes down to paying taxes.
Several of these are minor, outlying, and unincorporated islands and are largely uninhabited. Most people living here are deemed statutory U.S. citizens with the apparent exception of American Samoa. According to this NBC News article from 2016, an American Samoa native who served military duty in Kuwait cannot be called a statutory U.S. citizen, as it seems no one from that territory can be. The article states that
Wait, let's go back.
Of American Samoa.
Look at the top of this heading that he finna show. Look at this shit.
According to this NBC News article from 20.
Y'all see what that say? It say Supreme Court declines to rule on what makes a U.S. citizen. Of course they're gonna fucking decline to rule on that shit. Because it's fake. If they made a ruling on it, they would blow their whole shit out the water. You fucking right, they declined to rule on that shit. No, they're not going to tell you what makes a United States citizen. You know what makes you a United States citizen? When they ask you, are you one? And you check off yes. But anyway.
16, an American Samoa native who served military duty in Kuwait cannot be called a statutory U.S. citizen, as it seems no one from that territory can be. The article states that American Samoans are referred to as non-citizen nationals. He was part of a group that sued the national government to be included as statutory U.S. citizens. The group was seeking clarity from the Supreme Court, which declined to hear the case. The article went on to state, the Justice Department said U.S. territories are not in the United States within the meaning of the Constitution, so only Congress can confer citizenship, as it has for all territories except American Samoa. As Alaska and Hawaii successfully did in the 1950s, Puerto Rico is currently pushing for statehood status, which is also referred to in the Constitution as admission to the Union. Obviously, Puerto Rico is already a state, but isn't a state, if you get the reference. So the question begs a logical answer. Why would the national government use such language if it didn't specifically define a unique, singular thing, but instead created confusion by defining two different things with the same word? The answer lies in...
And see, that's the reason why I don't like to read, right? Did you know that I score very high on reading and comprehension tests, but you have to practically put a gun to my head to get me to read a book? And it's because of the language, man. It's because of this language. Like, I'll give you an example, right? Remember when they used to give those state tests and shit back when we was in grammar school back in the day? Well, for some of us, you know, depending on how young you are, you might not know about this. But back in the day, they used to get those state tests out every year. Every motherfucking year when I took the reading and comprehension tests and shit, like the vocabulary tests and shit, I always scored 3 grades higher than the grade that I was in when I took the test. But yet, you had to put a gun in my head to get me to read a book. And that's the reason for why. It's because of the language. It's because of the bullshit, man. You got to sit up and pull out all kinds of fucking references and all kinds of dictionaries just to get a complete understanding as to what one fucking word means. And it's because of the perversion. It's because of the bullshit that come along, the trickery that come along with playing with fucking words.
Diction. Having a territorial United States allowed for the existence of dual definitions, and we can easily see that the national government used this duality of meanings to its advantage in coaxing sovereign Americans to unknowingly identify themselves as statutory U.S. citizens in gaining power over them that the government wouldn't have otherwise had. So when you identify yourself as a U.S. citizen on any IRS form, you're stating that you're a member of the United States as defined in the Internal Revenue Code to be the District of Columbia and its insular territories. You've also identified yourself as someone who's under the jurisdiction of the corporate United States, something that does not apply to the people born in the 50 states. Those born in one of the 50 states of the Union are known as non-resident alien individuals, and their IRS tax obligation is extremely limited in scope. Please see our video on Who are non-resident alien individuals. The link to that video is located in the show notes below. Also, be sure to check out our other educational videos on the terms United States and U.S. citizen. If you've mistakenly identified yourself as a statutory U.S. citizen and filed a Form 1040 individual income tax return, you can consider our revocation of election process, which is documentation that clarifies your true and correct status as someone who is not under the jurisdiction of the national government, with no obligation to file and pay the federal income tax. We have a link to that video below as well. You can glean more information by visiting our website, weissparis.com, and email questions and comments to bilateral@gmx.com. Please smash the like button if you found this video informative and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, man, this I literally stumbled across this, man, and this is a good channel, man. Y'all go and check out some of their videos, man. It's an excellent channel. I'm finna do my closing, man, but I'm gonna start my closing off like this. Let those who have eyes, let them hear, man. Let them see. 31 USC is already right there. They already know where I was going. 31 USC 321. We're gonna scroll down to section D1 and D2. Y'all already know what it is. I damn near jumped out the fucking window, man, when I first saw this. All right, this is coming from the Secretary of the Treasury, which right now, Secretary is what? Janet Yellen, I believe, is who the... You know what? I said I was going to do that in another video. The video I did before, I said I was going to look and see. Secretary of Treasury. I think it's Janet Yellen. Yeah, it is her. So, Janet Yellen is the Secretary of Treasury right now. This is coming from her office. What I'm finna read next. The Secretary of Treasury may accept, hold, administer, and use gifts and bequests of property, both real and personal, for the purpose of aiding or facilitating the work of the Department of Treasury. Gifts and bequests of money and the proceeds from sales of other property received as gifts or bequests shall be deposited in the Treasury in a separate fund and shall be dispersed on order of the Secretary of Treasury. Property accepted under this paragraph and the proceeds thereof shall be used as nearly as possible in accordance with the terms of gift or bequest. Number 2, for purposes of the federal income, estate, and gift tax, property accepted under paragraph 1 shall be considered as a gift or bequest to or for the use of the United States. They just told you right there in black and white. Let me blow this shit up, son, because I don't think y'all motherfuckers heard me. Right there. It say for purposes of federal income, estate, and gift taxes. These are all tax. Federal income, estate, and gift tax. These are all taxes. Okay? Gift taxes will be like you won the lottery and shit. You won the Powerball for $100 million and they keep 70. That's a gift tax. Okay? For purposes of federal income, estate, and gift taxes, property accepted under paragraph 1 shall be considered as a gift or bequest to or for the use of the United States. People, if these motherfuckers are about to hire an additional 87,000 IRS agents for enforcement, that means people still falling for the scam. Wake up, man. Wake up. Let me show y'all something else, man. Because y'all really need to get this shit. Y'all really need to understand what the fuck time it is. Straight up. Right now, we on EINTaxID.com. Notice what it said at the top? Internal Revenue Service. Employees in Washington, District of Columbia. Internal Revenue Service employees, their tax ID number is 52-6055609. They are located at 1111 Constitutional Avenue. I know this because I already wrote Charles Riddick. That's where I sent it to. Washington, D.C. 20002. Exemption type, civic leagues, social welfare organization. Ain't that a bitch? And local associations of employees. Wow. Wow. Now, for kicks and giggles, get me out of here. No, I done screwed up. Let me out of here. Okay. I would like to. All right, here we go. United States. Let me see if it'll give it to me just like this. Come on. United States. We're looking for the corporation. Where are you? United States Steel. Come on. You know what? I don't feel like going through all that. Okay, let's just... Corporation. Why don't want to give it to me? Oh no, that's right, because it's company. My bad. All right, here you got your United States Corporation Company. Here you go, guys. The organization type is domestic profits. They're registered in Delaware. Yep. You're looking at it. 251 Little Falls Drive, Wilmington, Delaware, 19808. Their organization type is domestic property. Domestic profit, I mean. It's incorporated in Florida, and the latest reporting filing was done in 2020. Well, that's funny because it says that the business address is in Delaware. But needless to say. The registered agent for the United States Corporation Company is the Prentice Hall Corporation System, Inc. And I keep saying I'm going to do some research on them. Registered agent is a business of individual designated to receive important communication like legal notice or summons and important paperwork sent by state for periodic renewal for business entity charter if required. Yeah. So, this is something else that you guys want to get into. You want to start looking these people up, man. You want to start looking up these different corporations. Like how I've been telling people, man, especially like when you get traffic tickets and shit. Like goofy ass motherfucker gonna try to give me a motherfucking citation because he caught me smoking a joint and shit in the forest preserve. It's like, get your dumb ass out of here. I'm not paying that shit. But these people are a corporation, man. You know what I'm saying? They are a corporation, and that's just the bottom line. So what you want to do is you want to start looking these people up. Start looking up these different entities. Like I was telling the one sister, you know what I'm saying? When you get the motherfucking traffic tickets and shit, pull up their DUNS number. If you can't find their EIN, here's how it's been for me. It's either I find one or the other. Sometimes I'll find both, right? If I go after the EIN number and I can't find it, I always find the DUNS number. Always, right? The reason for why the DUNS number, in my opinion, is just as good is because it proves they're a business. They got a credit score and everything. Do some research on Dun and Bradstreet. You cannot get a DUNS number off of Dun and Bradstreet unless you are a business. Period. So hopefully this has been helpful, man, because, I'm not worried. about the IRS. I ain't worried about them. Like I said, my thing is this. You can come after me if you want to. I'd like to know what the fuck y'all got to say about what it is that I know. Drag me into a motherfucking court. Because I want to know how I'm wrong about the stuff that I've been talking to you guys about when it comes down to the taxes. The stuff that I've just blatantly showed you all. You know what I'm saying? That was true. Now, I'm going to see real quick, again, for kicks and giggles, Stephen Miller. Let me see if it'll come up on taxes. Let me see if I can find. They might have taken it down, but they. Oh, here it is, right here. So, Stephen Miller told you he was the former IRS commissioner. This was back in 2015 or something. He told you that paying taxes was a voluntary system.
The liberal group got a exempt status, and 3 that I just mentioned didn't for over 2 years. Mr. Nunes mentioned Ms. Lerner. Who was her boss in 2011 and 2012? Who did she report to?
I believe it would have been
Sarah Ingram, maybe?
part of that time, and part of that time another gentleman.
Okay, and that other gentleman has since submitted his resignation?
I believe so.
And what is Miss Ingram doing today? What's her job title?
She works on on implementing the Affordable Care Act.
Okay, who promoted her to that position?
I would have moved her into that position.
Why would you promote somebody to that position who was in charge of the exempt organization division, which certainly has had some controversy over the last couple years, under an investigation?
Because she's a superb civil servant, sir.
So she had nothing to do.
Was outrageous and intolerable.
Okay, so this should be coming up because this is the guy, this Becerra guy. He's a fucking representative in California. He's the motherfucker that's going to be talking to Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller was the one who said that he promoted old girl. That was Stephen Miller. He was the former IRS commissioner. He's the motherfucker that's going to tell you that paying taxes is voluntary.
No excuse. And as much as we know that the folks at IRS have a thankless job because they have to go and tell their fellow Americans that they may be audited or they have to do this work understaffed.
Now, I want y'all to listen to this. Listen to this shit very carefully.
We have to maintain the confidence in the system because it's a voluntary system of payment of our taxes.
Agreed.
And so...
Did you hear him? Did you hear him? He said agreed.
You are right. It was a foolish mistake. But the president's even more correct that it was outrageous and intolerable. Now, let me also focus on something, Mr. George, you said. When you were asked, was there any finding or evidence of political motivation here? You said no.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. And so what we find is a situation where inexcusable activity took place because it erodes the confidence of the American people in a system where they participate voluntarily. And if there's a place in...
And you see he keep throwing that word around, voluntary. You notice he keeps saying that shit. It's a voluntary system, people. The reason for why I stayed on a little bit extra longer to find this part of the video is because people need to understand that if they finna hire 87,000 enforcement IRS workers, man, for enforcement only, that means people still falling into the fucking scam. It's a fucking scam. And your job can be sued for this. For not wanting to stop taking taxes out of your check, or because they fire you because you don't want to pay, or whatever the case, whatever. They can be sued, man. The IRS, something else too that you guys got to understand. If you got into some sort of altercation with your job in regards to taxes and they continue to violate you and break the law, and you decided you wanted to file a claim against them, the IRS is not coming to help your job. They're not coming to help them. Now, how fucked up is that? When you got all of these companies out here who just, they swear that, oh, we have to do it and it's the law and blah, blah, blah. First off, the companies are not being paid to do this. They have not entered into any contract with the IRS of any kind to take taxes out of people's fucking checks. And here it is, you got all these goofy motherfuckers within these companies and shit that think that they have to do it, and they don't. And to add insult to injury, if you ever filed a claim against your company because they kept violating your rights and breaking the law by taking taxes out of your check, the IRS is not coming to help your company. They're not coming to help them. They on their own.
Public service where you have to have the highest level of conduct and standards, it's at the IRS. And so, Mr. Miller, I think it's unfortunate for those who are in positions of authority, but the buck has to stop somewhere. And I think that's exactly what we're saying. That should not diminish the good work that has been done by anyone within the IRS over the years. And so I hope you understand that you are here today talking to us because we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to clean up and clear out so we can go back to the business of making sure that people respect the fact that we have a voluntary system of paying our taxes.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Miller, I want to...
It's just that fucking simple, man. Now, here's the thing about that. We know that they're not going to go balls to the wall over that because 90% of that fucking money that the revenue that they generate, that they say that they keep as a gift under this fucking bullshit right here, right here, 31 USC 321 subsection D1 and D2, 95% of their gifts and shit come from people not knowing. So of course they're not gonna motherfucking go balls to the walls about the fraud and shit that they fucking committing. Of course they're not gonna do that. Why would they? They'll go bankrupt if they did some shit like that. It's just that fucking simple. They would need 2 fucking IRS agents to handle all of America if everybody knew that they didn't have to fucking pay taxes. This is the original Lone Wolf, man. I done been on here for an hour. Much love to y'all, man. I love y'all. I gotta get up. I gotta be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. I care about y'all, man. And I don't want to see nothing else happen to us. Because this shit with them hiring all these IRS agents, this is that you'll own nothing and be happy shit. Because people don't know about this shit and they continue to fall into these fucking traps, I see a lot of people losing their homes, their cars, their everything, man. I see suicide rates going up in the whole fucking 9 yards, man, if these people have their way. You all have to wake up, man. Share this shit. It's the original Lone Wolf, man. I'm out.